Everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast on YouTube. What we got here, this is the Millenium edition. I don't know how well that's coming out. It looks decent to me. DC Comics Millenium edition. A Preacher #1. This is printed in, what, 2000 probably? It's from April of 95, so. It's a $3 comic. It's just a straight up reprint with a new front piece, new inside cover. October 2000. Okay. So this came out not too long after the series ended, and for a long time there, this was, because I had the trades, but a lot of times I want to read them in issue form. Because I could stack like 2 issues on my nightside table, read 2 issues a night before I went to bed. Whereas a trade, I had to find a bookmark and shit. Yeah, I could read 2 issues. Now, warning, there might be some graphic violence, some language. I don't think there's any nudity in this first issue. But you can see the characters. If you don't know them from the comic, they're going to look a lot different. But there's our 3 mains. That's Jesse Custer, Cassidy, and Tulip O'Hare. And you see that out of the 3, Cassidy, and this is not how they end up looking later on in the series. Stu Dillon's doing the artwork, Garth Ennis is writing it, of course. Cassidy and Tulip's look does change a decent amount from this. Jesse is pretty much what he's going to look for the rest of the series. Well, the time of the Preacher. Let's say we got Matt Hollingsworth as a colorist, Clem Robbins as letterer, Julie Rottenberg as assistant editor, Stuart Moore's editor, Preacher created by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. Steve Dillon's gone. And it starts out, just tells a story about, basically, if you're watching the TV show, this story is like the last couple of episodes of the first season. They changed a lot of shit. But Jesse's just kind of tired of being a preacher in this little small town, goes to the bar, talks about the beer being watered down, and starts revealing everybody's secrets, like, these 2 guys raped a girl and their daddy's a judge and got them off, and this girl's shooting bestiality porn in this guy's barn, and somebody beats the living crap out of him. Hellblazer Special, Bad Blood. That's a cool little cover. And then, of course, Genesis escapes from heaven. There's the Angels, who look completely different on the show. There's another one of the Angels. And they're back in the bar talking. And Tulip's talking about the job she was doing. And she fucks up. She's an assassin. She fucks it up. Ends up getting in the car with Cassie. They escape. The Angel goes down to wake up the saint of fucking killers. You ain't seen his face yet, but look at this shit. Boom. Blew his eye out. Blew the back of his head out. And Jesse's talking about how the next Sunday, because that was a Saturday night he did that in the bar. Next Sunday, everybody shows up for church. Usually a small amount. The whole place is packed. They want to see if the creature's going to go crazy or something. This rainbow ball energy comes in and hits him in the head, and boom. He just goes full fucking nuke almost. So look at this shit. Great artwork. And kills everybody. And they see this shit. Cassie's in the background underneath the tarp because they don't know he's a vampire yet. I don't think they find that out until... I don't think they reveal that till issue 2. I do it when I read, like, oh, this guy's a vampire probably. And Tulip goes and looks through the rubble and finds Jesse. And you got Jesse going off to get cigarettes. And the first appearance of John Wayne in the comic. My only issue with the comic, and they had to bring in this, I don't like John Wayne. And we got Sheriff Root, who is Arseface's father, who's a completely different character in the comic. Arseface is too. But hey. And he's telling her about all the crazy shit. You see the angel and the demon. Cover that up just a little bit, just in case some asshole wants to report it. The angel and the demon having sex. And then a helicopter shows up. And some Sandman statues. And he uses the word for the first time. Drop the guns, all of you, and let us go. This is an oversized. I mean, this is... The first issue was oversized because this thing is thick. Now, this is page 39 already, and I still got a few more to go. And then we get the first full appearance of the Saint of Killers. See, the character on the show looks enough like him, it works. Then we get a little thing about written by, it's Ennis, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, about Preacher, and he tells about the official beer of Preacher and all kinds of just other little shit. Then we get our little, you know, advertisement page for all the new Vertigo stuff. I like how they did this. You didn't get art, you didn't get, you know, you just got a little blurb at the top, and then you got descriptions of pretty much everything they had coming out that month and the next month. I like that. Outlaw Nation. What is this? That's a good favorite. I never even heard of this. I have to check, see if I can find this. And they got a continuation from the inside of the front cover. And backpack. You see, this is a well beat up issue. I never see anybody mention this thing anymore. Yeah, it's a reprint, so it ain't worth shit. I mean, it might be worth cover price, but I doubt it. But hey, it's a cool way to read Preacher, and probably cheaper than getting the first issue. Even though I'm sure the prices went down, because that thing stayed in print. They got it won a couple printings in trade paperback. They keep those in print, and then they've done hardcovers and maybe omnibus or compendium versions. I think there's more than one hardcover version of Preacher. It's become one of their evergreen titles. It's kind of like, okay, you didn't like Sandman because it was just not for you. You like action movies and shit. You got Preacher. And that's why I love Preacher so much, because I enjoyed Sandman. Going back and rereading it, I realized that from about issue 50 till right at the end, Gaiman was just spinning wheels. He'd run out of stories to tell, but was making way too much money on the book. So he's like, okay, I'm just going to go churning out shit. And this was the perfect, palate cleanser. Just started. Sandman was ending, or had ended by the time the first issues came out, and it was perfect. It was the exact opposite. There's where with Sandman, especially after issue 50, when I get the issues in, because I subscribed or got it through the comic shop, sometimes they'd sit for a day or two before I read them. Preacher, a lot of times, if it was not hot, I wouldn't read it in the comic shop most of the time, because it's something you didn't want the kids seeing. I'd go sit out in my car and read it before I went home. Because a lot of times I was going to the comic shop on my lunch break from work. So my lunch break consists of stopping somewhere and buying a small bag of chips and a drink, running to the comic shop, grabbing some comics, and sitting out in my car reading comics. But fucking Preacher, I love that. Horrible. That's embossed on there, but just barely. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. Remember, if you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.